Okay, I'm going to do a reply of this here video of Peggy Hawes of A Healthy America. Yeah, that would be her name, Peggy Haw of A Healthy America. Now, Peggy Haw talks a lot of truth. She looks up statutes and laws, and she's been telling a lot of truth to a lot of people and speaking up about what's going on in society. Okay, but this time I get a vibe here. I'm telling you, I do. I just got this, and I normally go with my vibes, my feelings. Okay, when I get a vibe, I don't know if you want to call it a gut feeling, a vibration, whatever it is, okay? Things that just tells me things, and the majority of the time when this stuff happens to me, I'm correct about what's going on, okay? So I decided to go ahead and say something because of what's going on with me right now and my feelings towards this and what I'm seeing, what I'm suspecting and seeing going on, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go forward now. I'm going to play part of this. Peggy Hall posted up. This is on a 65-year-old unmasked, undiapered woman who was supposedly assaulted and put to the floor in Bank of America in Galveston, Texas, okay? Now, Texas is a very corrupt state, okay? There's no doubts about it, but then so's Illinois, so's California, so's New York, so's Connecticut. Should I go on? I mean, I'm sorry, but it's all over. It's all over the world. Corruption is from the top all the way down. But anyhow, the thing that keeps us all enslaved is the thing that really frustrates me the most. And that's the monetary system, your money. That is what's keeping you enslaved. This is what's caused the majority of all of your problems. Everybody's problems. The majority of all the problems going on in this world is right there. The root of all evil. The foundation that's keeping you enslaved. The foundation that'll prevent you from ever stopping what's going on. Sure will. And I suspect that, well, and I want to be wrong, and I hope I am, but I do suspect that Miss Peggy Hall here is, well, working with the establishment. Because how could I say that? With all the good that she shows you, she's pulling up the laws and she's showing you and she's fighting back. But do you think that they really didn't anticipate our moves before we done them? Oh, you're dang right they did. They've got many, 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 many decades of research in human behaviors and mind control and what if a person people have problems. Well, think about it. What the solutions to problems would be through problem reaction solution, through many, many, many years of studying and having the knowledge to human behaviors that was shaped for you. So they pretty much know what you're going to act like. They knew what was going to come of what they were doing. When they gave you what they gave you, okay, a year ago, I guess it would be around the anniversary time now, wouldn't it? Of when this state of emergency was declared for this nonsense, okay? This is social engineering at its finest. What is the programs that are going on right now? Destabilize, destabilize, destabilize. Do you understand destabilize? It's what you do to a nation before you bring it down. You destabilize it. How do you destabilize it? You destabilize it in every fashion there is, through division of the genders, through division of the races, through the hierarchy of competing against each other, through holding you down, through, well, you need money to live on. That's right. See, Peggy Hall here, she has a mortgage or a rent payment every month like everybody else does. Unless she's lucky enough to pretend to be an owner. If she's lucky enough to pretend to be an owner, a tenant of a property she thinks she bought, that if she don't pay taxes on once a year, she loses. Then she could have a little bit cheaper living, but I suggest that Peggy Hall's living is coming from what she's doing here. Okay? But I'm going to play this, then I'm going to stop it. I'm not playing the whole thing. I just want to play this one clip right here, and then I'm going to finish saying what I got to say.
Yes, zero concept about masks, that there's no law. He had zero concept about what a public place is. He's telling her that she's not in public. Oh, really? She's in private. Is that it?
It's private business. No, you're not. We're going to go outside.
Are you serious?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
Well, I don't know.
Let's go outside.
You've got some issues.
I've got issues.
That you're taking away people's human rights.
Okay. Let's go outside.
People are going to shoot me.
She's obviously leaving. He told her to leave, and she's starting to leave. She does have freedom of speech. Or do...
See, we go back just a hair on this. Okay? When we go back just a hair on this, let's pay attention one more time to this part.
Let's go outside.
People are going to shoot me.
Is he going to shoot me? I mean, okay, so does he got a gun? I don't know. You're going to shoot me for trying to breathe, not breathe. Okay? Well, I'll go on more in a minute.
She's obviously leaving. He told her to leave, and she's starting to leave. She does have freedom of speech. Or do all of these Americans not approve of that either? Look at these people. Weak cowards.
Trying not to breathe?
Yeah, he's going to shoot her for trying not, because she's breathing. Despicable. Look at these people, all with their arms, just despicable.
Come on, dude.
Don't do that. Oh, no.
Do not touch me. These water. Oh, back up. Some old lady is getting hit up here.
Can you see what he's doing? He's pushing her to the ground. This is just sickening. It's despicable. It's horrifying, and it's nauseating. Look at this.
Put your hands behind your back. Say, you don't stop resisting. Stop.
Are you gonna like get real here? Really?
Relax.
No, you're gonna get real.
She's asking for somebody to stand up or to say lay off her or to come help her. Look at these. Look at this. Look at these people.
Come on. Not relax.
Now, they just did a jump cut, which I go into much more detail in the hour-long video. This is just a kind of a teaser video for you, a shorter one. But they did a jump cut because at that point, right here, you can see how the video is edited. I don't know if it was edited by this news station that is airing it. What is this, Guardian News? I don't know whether they edit it or whether the body cam police edit it. Because
Okay, I'm going to stop right there because that's really all I wanted to show. Okay? I don't really need to play any more of this. I think the people, this has been on the internet for around, what, a week or two? Okay, I've seen this more than once already. Yes, there was an edit. She's not lying about that. There was an edit in the video she's showing you. Okay, edits are normally because you're covering up something. You don't want people to see something. My question mark would it be because this is probably rehearsed? And maybe some laughter happened? Something happened that might give it away? So you edited out that part? And it happened during this part of the rehearsal, the act, the staged up, set up show that you're showing here? Okay? Now, why am I saying staged up, set up show? Well, because I get that vibe. I get that feeling that this is not real. This is a psyop. Then you're going to say, well, but why would they do that? Well, see, Peggy Haw talked about Galveston, and she tells you to Google Galveston and Google corruption. Okay, or Galveston corruption. And she tells you about all the politicians there that are all been in jail. And she tells you about the corruption, but she digress, didn't say too much about it other than tell you to do this, right? I already know that Texas is the hotbed of a hotspot of a lot of psyops. No lie. They have been for a while now. They're a hotbed for psyops. They really are. And this is what I believe we're seeing here. Let's think about something else. Peggy Hall lives in California. Yeah. This gal in this video that was put to the ground here, this 65-year-old gal, lives in Texas. Well, maybe. She just happens to be traveling now, and she was passing through Galveston. So you can come back. I'll leave the link to Peggy's video here, and you can listen to the whole entire thing. But the reality is this gal supposedly traveling in her RV. And she just happened to be passing through Galveston, Texas, and just happened to be downtown in her RV to stop at Bank of America that she was going to close her account. Now, hold on. So let's see. She's passing through. She don't live here. And she would stop at Bank of America to close her account. That if she lives in another state, would be at a Bank of America in another state. Well, I understand they're all together, they're a corporation, and you can close at any Bank of America anywhere in the United States. So don't get me wrong here. I do understand this. But I want you to use your head here. Okay? Peggy Hall lives in California. Who knows where this gal actually lives? Because Peggy Hall will tell you herself that she has interviewed this gal. And she has posted it up on her, right in this three results here. I'm not going to play any more of it. I'll just show you where to go. Okay? She has posted it up on Peggy Hall TV, where you can get the exclusive, censorship-free content on my private platform. Okay? And she did. She interviewed this gal. They're on video together. Okay? And the gal's sitting inside of a RV. Okay, so let me see. This story comes out. It plays. You would have to obtain this gal's full name. Then you would have to obtain an area she lives in. Even if she's traveling in an RV, to be able to match it up to the actual name, well, that's not right. Yes, it is. What do you think this gal's name is the only person named with that name? Do you think Peggy Hall is the only Peggy in America? Or in the world? No. There's lots of Peggy's, lots of Sues, lots of James, lots of Joes, lots of Tims, lots of Paws, lots of Bills. Do I need to go on? You know what I'm saying. So, for Peggy Hall, who lives in California, to see this air like we saw air, how did she come up with the information to be able to catch this gal while she's traveling and to be able to do a video interview from this gal's RV while she's traveling, that she would stop and do an interview with Peggy Hall? Did Peggy Hall write her an email and she read it and answered back, or did she write Peggy Hall an email? Did she even know who Peggy Hall was? How did Peggy Hall track it down to the right person? Especially if they were traveling in an RV. Did Peggy Hall have the plate number, the VIN number of the RV, and she went through DMV and she had some kind of clearance to pull that information? See, the things that's not being talked about stand out in your face. The way the people acted here, I would expect to see, but not totally as I see. What do I mean by that? First off, there's not that many people in this lobby. When you look at the whole video, there's not that many people in the lobby. And yes, what few people, what is there, 4 or 5 people? I think there's 5 people in that lobby outside of this security guard, cop. I don't know. We don't see the voice. We don't see the person doing it. We only see handcuffs in a hand. Okay? But the reality is how did she come up with this information to be able to contact this right person while they were traveling in an RV? That should be a question that you should be asking yourselves. You say, why would they do something like this? Well, it's simple. Destabilize. What do I mean by destabilize? How does that apply to this? Well, see, even Peggy Hall made that very clear for you without making it clear, without using my words in this video. She told you to Google Galveston and Google corruption. And Google Galveston, Texas corruption. I know that Galveston is a hotbed for psyops. I really do. See, there's lots of criminals all over this country in positions. What do you think your electoral votes for? It's all of your actors all over the United States and every state that are in bed with the monetary system, the tool for the hierarchy to be above you, to be better than you, to be smarter than you, because they have more of a man-made construct. They have more of what's going to cost them their life. And they're all slowly walking to the cliff to fall off to their death. And don't even know they are. Very few of the people that you see in government will be left behind to live through what these elite have planned. The majority of them, when they're done using them, will be done away with just like the rest of us. Useless eaters and feeders. Useless idiots. Being held in spot through the glue. Your money. See, even Peggy Hall right here, let's see. You could go to her website to view the video, the interview, if you chose to. But you got to sign up and you got to subscribe and you got to give her $5 a month. Oh, she left that part out, didn't she? Yep, you'd have to sign up and then you got to give her $5 a month so that you can view this interview. But I don't hear anybody asking the questions. How would you go about locating somebody that popped up on a video, even if you got the name that was given to you, you know it was the real name? And even if they give you a name, would you have a last name? And if they gave first and last name, would you have an address? Do you think they'd tell you what state, town, or city she's out of? No, I don't think so. That's not putting no report. Well, we know Peggy Hall's in California. And according to Peggy Hall's own mouth, this gal here was traveling in her RV when she was just passing through Galveston. And she just happened to be going to close the account. See, now hold on. If I was traveling in my RV, checking out the countryside, right? I'm 65, I'm retired, maybe I had a good career, maybe I was an RN, maybe whatever, right? And I got my RV and I'm traveling the countryside. I decide to close my bank out while I'm traveling. Maybe I got more than one account. But why wouldn't you just wait till you're back home and through traveling? Well, maybe she's living out of the RV now, Bill, just traveling all over the place. Maybe. Then again, maybe not. We don't know this. She could have sold her house, got an RV, and be living on the road, right? Or she could live in a house and have her RV and be traveling and just happen to be passing through. See, there's questions here that are unanswered that should be answered because Reality Slap says, what's your chances of knowing how to find this gal and to come up with her phone number while she's traveling? What's your chances of doing that? My gut tells me, my vibes told me the other day before Peggy even made this video, that this is a possible psyop. And then I see Peggy's video today, and it just, right there, my gut's screaming it, man. This is fakery. And why would they do this? Because it would destabilize. It'll cause division between the people who believe this story and the people who see through it, first off. Second off, it'll cause division within the community itself and the other surrounding cities in that city. Well, why would you want that kind of confusion and division? That's part of destabilizing your country. You do umpteen psyops at one time. You make it so almost every single thing you see is either a psyop or a lie. Oh, there's truth out here, but you have to sift that truth out of all of the garbage. Now, I'm not saying Peggy Hawes an employee of the establishment, but I would suggest there's a chance of it. Be careful. Simply because she's telling you statutes and looking up what you could look up yourself and appears in your eyes on video to be doing a good job of fighting back. She's also showed up places to speak to people. Where's she getting the money? She's going to get up in front of an audience and speak out. And everybody seems to know who she is. Okay? See, there's question marks, there's red flags with Peggy Hall. And I understand that Texas is a hotbed of psyops. It's no lie. It's fact. Okay? It really is. It's a hotbed of psyops and lies and corruption, just like Illinois, just like California, just like New York, just like Boston, yep, just like Connecticut, just like Florida, just like Iowa. Oh, my God, my own state, yep. Because there ain't nowhere that we don't have a hotbed of corruption. How do you think we had a worldwide pretend invisible bug? And I'm not even going to go into that in depth on this video because this is not about that. Even though in a way it's linked right to that, because that is what it's about, is the invisible enemy, right? That's why this is supposedly happening. And to all you people who said it's going away as soon as the election's over, this don't look like going away to me, does it? And to all you idiots that said Texas is finally open, well, Iowa was finally open long before Texas, probably about 2 months before Texas. And the same kind of open you are, with the same results. Oh, we're open, all right. You got to have a mask on when you go to work to have a job? Yep, sure do. Huh, but you're open, huh? Well, but we don't got a 6-foot distance. Well, hold on. They're still having cases showing up and saying they got to still those social distance. They sure are. What else is going on? Oh, well, you're right there. When you know what's going on right now really is a sales pitch. It's a sales pitch to sell you something that you don't want. Believe me. Yeah, to sell you a jab so that you'll go down and get jabbed with a needle. That's what it is. It's a sales pitch for that. Nothing more, nothing less. This, however, is most likely a psyop. This particular video she's showing you is most likely a psyop. This is probably a crisis actor. Somebody who needed the tool. Somebody who wanted more of the tool. Maybe it's real. Maybe it really happened. I wouldn't, I'm not going to say it didn't happen. Maybe it's 100% legit and real. I'm going to tell you what my gut tells me, though. My gut tells me this is fraud. This is psyop. This didn't really happen. This is about making you believe things are happening that isn't happening in a certain place. But what would that do? Why would you do that? Well, to destabilize and to normalize the behavior that you're seeing. That's why. And why would you do that at a time like now? Because a time like now is very crucial to have as much of this kind of shit going on as you can. You want things so chaotic. You don't want things coming down, calming down, people thinking they're going back to norm. You want them to believe they're going back to norm when right in their face they're not. The plans ain't for you to ever go back to your norm. And until you can get that through your head, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 has been playing in my face freaking for over a year now. And it's for real. You know, test kits being shipped out for the invisible bug in 2018. They were being manufactured and shipped around the United States. That means they're being shipped around globally. So see, the test kits were being created 2 years before the event took place. Wow, what a quinky dink. Yeah. See, there's way too much factual proof that backs up what people are telling you. What I've been trying to scream at you. But this particular situation right here, I have red flags on Peggy Hall. I really do. She's placed them red flags herself because understand why I get frustrated about the monetary system. Because it is what holds you enslaved. If Peggy Hall is making her living off of what she's doing, which she'd have to be making her living off what she's doing, just like high impact flicks. I mean, unless these people already came from a wealthy family, then how much could we trust of them to begin with? Well, it's the really wealthy that's responsible for a lot of the corruption. So, see, unless these people already come from wealthy families, I don't know them personally to know all this crap, and I can't see, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing and what my gut vibe is telling me about this situation. And I'm telling you to think about the fact that how would you reach somebody that you don't know that's in another state based on a video that went online and went viral and people seen all over the place at a time that censorship is big? Okay? And then you turn around and get this happening, and how would you contact that person? Just think, they happen to be traveling in their RV. Well, first off, how would you contact them? Wouldn't you have to at least have a state and a city? If you were going to start looking for the name? I would think so. So there's lots of towns, cities. Lots and lots and lots of them. I mean, there's hundreds of towns and hundreds of cities and towns, if not thousands and thousands of towns and cities. Just in the United States is huge. The amount of cities and towns there is. And so without the first bit of information that wouldn't have been put out to the public, the full name with the address of where they live, that wouldn't be out to the, town and address or city and address. No, it's not out to the public. It would mean that you would have to track this person down by their name without a location. And you start punching in the name of anybody in the United States to look for them without a location in the United States, you're going to find out there's hundreds and hundreds of that same name. If not thousands of them all over the United States. Where do you start? Little Peggy here has an interview with her while she's traveling in an RV, no less. So how would she obtain the personal phone number, cell phone, of this person? Ask yourself that question. It's a worthwhile question to ask yourself. Don't trust anything you see. Don't believe anything you see until you've done your homework. Look, observe, Remember, but don't believe. Because you have to look into things, and time always tells all. And my gut, my vibration, my gut feeling, I go with that. I always have, because it's been right. Every time that happens, I've always been right. And don't ask me how, because I don't ask for it to happen. It just happens. And this is one of these times that it just happens. That I have this vibe that this is a psyop. That this lady and the Bank of America and Galveston is a psyop. And, and it makes sense to me because there's lots and lots and lots of psyops going on at the same time right now. It's been going on. It's about control. It's about scare and living the hell out of you. Fear keeps you in compliance. Most people, when they're scared, will stay in compliance, Okay? And this would help to stabilize as well. This keeps the fear alive. This helps with the stabilization. Yeah, couldn't happen at a better time because they need lots of that type of stuff going on right now. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to bring down a nation and bring in NWO and get by with everything nasty plan they got, you have to have things like this big time going on all over the place. Because you got to keep people scared and in fear. You got to keep people divided and fighting one another. You got to keep them scared enough they don't want to look. You got to promote cowardism so that you can get behaviors like what you would have saw right here. But I got a feeling this was all an act. This is all script. That these were actors, they knew full well what they were going to do before they did it. We don't know what the edit was, but the one thing Peggy did say, all right, here's an edit. She was correct. That's an edit. And as you see, she was recording a video of somebody else on their channel. So she wouldn't be the one that edited this. No, not Peggy. No, not at all. Matter of fact, Peggy's the one who pointed out the edit to you. And it was correct, because I would have saw it without Peggy, because I've done enough editing and ripping of videos in my life that anytime somebody has something, I see it immediately. Don't matter how good you are, I see it. Because I've done too much of it. And she's correct, that's an edit. At a time when the gal was on the floor. So you're like, what did you remove from that scene? Why would you have to rip something out right there? Why would there be an edit right there? I would suggest because something happened they didn't want you to see. Who edited it out? I don't know, but there's something there that they don't want you to see. Because if it was all legit, why would there be an edit? It would be on the floor, she's handcuffed, blah, 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 boom, boom. Until it was over, maybe she's standing up, maybe police throw her out the door. And that's where it cut off at. Okay, but just the same. When you got an edit, the video running around the internet, there's a reason it was edited. Okay, there is a reason it was edited. And that reason isn't being told you now, is it? No. See, so what are you going to do? Arrest me? Anti-masker? Handcuffed by police? Yep. Scare you into keeping that mask on when you're open. That's right. You remember, you're open now. So you need to be scared into keeping that mask on. Okay? We told you didn't have 6 foot distance, but we'll tell you somebody got it on your job and now you got a 6 foot distance again. Manipulation, mind games, destabilization of your country so that they can bring in what they want to bring in. They're doing a good job. And I don't totally trust Peggy Hall. And if she was really all about truth, why would she have to charge you $5 to see her interview with somebody that I don't know how she could have gotten a hold of. Personally, I don't know how you get a hold of that. Where do you get a hold of people's personal data? To call them or to contact them? Maybe it was an email. Maybe they exchanged numbers in an email, like I said earlier. They just don't add up, you know? Unless, see, how would Peggy Hall even email this gal? This gal could have emailed Peggy Hall if she knew who Peggy Hall was. What's the chances of this gal knowing who Peggy Hall was online? To email Peggy Hall. I mean, it's possible, you know, it really is possible, but it's also just as much as it could be possible, it could also be complete BS. And my gut tells me this is BS. And so I go with what my gut says. And my gut tells me this scene right here was rehearsed. You're seeing a script with an intended purpose to keep you compliant with putting that mask on when you're open. Right, Texas? Beautiful work. PSYOP City. Anyhow, that's what this is. This is PSYOP. And who's Peggy Hall? I would suggest most likely an employee of the monetary system. Yeah, you know, an employee of the monetary system. Somebody who's hooked on the very thing that's causing all this to happen. Who do you think the elite are? They're the banks. There's the bankers. They're the people that own and print the monetary, the money. That's who the elite are. Do you know anybody worldwide that don't got to have money to live? No, you don't. So who's the most powerful out of all them people? Out of all the people then? The people who are owning and controlling and printing your money. Because you all need it. Well, they're the very ones that planned Agenda 21. They're the very ones that put the Georgia Guidestones up. They're the very ones that told you what they were going to do and you did nothing about it. And they're the very ones doing exactly what they told you they were going to do. And you prove them right. Because most people out here, unfortunately, are too brainwashed, uneducated, not willing to use their brain, not willing to look into anything because of fear of being wrong about a belief that was put in their fucking head by their sick society. Until you examine what's really going on around you and really understand where the corruption comes from, that's why I get frustrated about the money. Because they only cares to take the monetary system away from who has it and give it back to the people of this world, and to tear down the entire system and to come back new and to eliminate all of these people, bankers and all, and to put the lifeblood of our world in the hands of the people of this world, not in the hands of very few. And I mean for real. And you gotta have care back. Because see, without empathy, without care, you have what you see going on. Anyhow, I guess I'm out of here, guys, but I just wanted to have my say on this situation and call it to your attention that this 65-year-old unmasked woman is most likely an actor. Crisis actor for money. For the tool, one more time. Just like the White House and Antifa. people were paid the tool. By who? By the people who print the tool, who own the tool. They can print it nonstop and finance and pay anything they want, as much as they want, anytime they want, because they have no limits, because they could never be broke. Never. Don't matter how much they print, they're never broke, because they own it. Wrong. Belongs to the people, not private entities. It's the private entities that's doing all this to you. So see, even if Peggy Hall isn't working for the establishment, there's questions that need asked. I just asked, okay? But she is working for the establishment as far as money goes. Yeah. She has to charge you $5 to see this. She only shows you a little teaser so you'll go over and give her $5. At $5 a head, how many people could she possibly have? She has 74,000 subs. Well, what if even a quarter or an eighth of them subs give her $5 a head? It's going to be a lot of money. I suggest Peggy Hall does this for her bread and butter. This is how she's paying her mortgage or rent. This is how she's paying her utilities. This is how she's buying her food. This is how Peggy Hall's buying her gas or paying her car payment or whatever she has. And unfortunately, things smell here, okay? There's red flags with Peggy Hall, and this right here out of Texas, PSYOP. Yep, PSYOP all day long.